Hi, my name is Mark Lee. 我叫陈德聪，我名叫陳德聰. I'm a community interpreter and translator who's been volunteering with Youth for Chinese Seniors in Chinatown since August of 2015. I'm here to support Chinatown seniors, low-income residents, and many other hardworking members of our community who have come here to be heard. And I oppose this rezoning application. 其实我本来打算把我要说的全部翻译成中文，但是我们越来越发觉到市政府在公听会上对需要翻译的人不公平。发言的时间实际上只能有讲英文的人的一半，等于说发言的权利也只能享受讲英文的人的一半。也正是因为市政府对语言障碍的了解不足，才会有人敢利用老年人，甚至压迫老年人支持一个自己不想要的项目。比如说前天跟我讲的一个婆婆，她说实际上她是反对这个项目，但她觉得没办法。我问她为什么，她说她只愿意对我说你懂的。Originally, I planned to translate this entire speech into Chinese, but as many of us are discovering more and more, this council values convenience over fairness in this process, giving those who require an interpreter effectively only half of their right to be heard. This lack of language access is also what allows people with different motivations to take advantage of seniors and get them to support something that they may not want, and results in the uncomfortable truth, like the woman who sat beside me on Tuesday and told me that she's actually opposed to this development, but felt she could do nothing about it, and when I pressed her, she simply said, "You understand why." And I don't. So with that said, my grandfather's grandfather, my great-great-grandfather, first set foot in this city in 1896. My family has been tied to Chinatown ever since, despite effort to push us and others out that apparently continues to this day. My mother grew up in a house owned by her grandfather in Strathcona at 639 Dunlevy Avenue until the 60s when the land was bulldozed. My uncle worked in a barbecue meat store owned in part by my grandfather on Pender called Guangheng, and that is now Space Lab. All of my mother's siblings and cousins went to Chinese school in Chinatown. I came to Chinatown with my grandmother as a child. We used to eat dim sum at Garden Villa before hanging out at the Chin Wing Chun Society building. And I'm telling you this because I want you to understand what it feels like to be intimately connected to a community for 4 generations and be told that more of the exact same thing that we have seen over the years is somehow going to revitalize the neighborhood. Somehow an influx of unaffordable housing and unaffordable retailers and unaffordable restaurants is going to save Chinatown. And I'm not buying it. Corporate entities with vested interests weighing in on a 25 so-called social housing units versus Chinese seniors, low-income residents, and community groups who actually stand to gain from social housing units. Those who are saying that A, $700 is not affordable, and B, even if it were 25 units in comparison to what has been and what is being lost in Chinatown if this project goes through. Between them, I would hope that you would choose to believe the community when we say that we can't afford this. And we can talk about supply because it's just a waiting game. But when you say that we can't have affordability until we have the supply, what I'm hearing is that you really mean we need to prioritize people who have money before low-income residents can have the leftover scraps. So I'm just wondering if we should have to sit by while a developer essentially holds this lot ransom. Supposedly, it's either, give them 12 stories, or they could just build 9 with no community benefits, or even leave the lot empty. But you can't put that on us for being opposed to this development, which does not fit our community. The lack of affordable housing for low-income residents continues to be your responsibility. You can't keep pushing that responsibility off on others by saying that this is private property. That didn't stop the city from expropriating the land my mother grew up on in Strathcona. And besides, you're not being asked to expropriate the land like the city did to the families in the 60s. You're being asked to reject this application on the basis that it does not meet the needs of the community in a way that would merit the extra floors. You're being asked to reject this application on the basis that it will tower over and desecrate the Chinatown Memorial Plaza. And to say that this is a sensitive site is a grave understatement. You're being asked to show understanding, creativity, and above all, leadership. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much.